Hi all, I'm Melissa and welcome to Oh My Word, Melly. Thank you for stopping by to watch this video. If you still haven't watched my previous videos, I think you should go and check them out and show some love and support to them. Anyway, in today's video, I'm going to give you all a reading update of like what I'm currently reading, what I have in mind. And also I came across this book tag which is called the currently reading tag on a YouTube channel by Charlie Reinhorst, which I'll leave a link to below in the description box if you all want to check that channel out as well. So let's see what I'm currently reading and what my reading habits are. How many books do you usually read at once? So see, when I started reading, I was always like a one book a time kind of gal. Well, I haven't gone that far from that. I usually prefer to read one book at a time so that I am like devoted and like totally invested in the book and I don't mix up stories. But I have started reading at least 2 books together most of the time. Like sometimes it can be a physical book and an e-book, but then the more I like reading on the Kindle, I end up investing majority of the time reading e-books. But yes, sometimes I do read 2 books simultaneously, but that's as far as I will go at reading multiple books at a time, but I still prefer reading one book at a time. If you are reading more than one book at a time, how do you decide when to switch to reading the other book? Do you read a certain amount of pages in each, or how do you read? Well, so like I said in my previous answer, sometimes it's a physical book and an e-book. So if I am actually reading a physical book, then I read it throughout the day where I can like hold the book, read without any disturbance or like without any issue, and then towards night before I sleep, obviously when I am too lazy to keep the lights on anymore, I would like just switch to my Kindle and read one of my ebooks. So that's how I mostly read simultaneously. But if I am reading like 2 ebooks simultaneously, then I would like split it between what I would read in the morning and what I would read in the night. But then again, I get invested in one book or the other more, and then I end up reading that longer. But that's how I normally or like usually switch between books. But then again, sometimes I keep targets, whereas I say, okay, I'll read up to X chapter, or like I'll finish this chapter of one book, then go to the other book and read maybe 2 or 3 more chapters, or have again another target where I finish, and that's how I keep switching. But I still prefer to read one book at a time. Do you ever switch bookmarks while you're partway through a book? No, I have never done that unless I have like lost the bookmark, which hardly ever happens. So if I'm starting a physical book, I would have already picked a bookmark which I want to use, and then that's what I'll use throughout. But then again, you know, we are readers and we use all weird things as bookmarks as well. Like sometimes it can be the phone, the remote, like TV remote, whatever you get. Like it can be a brush also sometimes when you just can't find your bookmark. But then again, I always use a bookmark, and I prefer to use a bookmark because dog earring creeps the hell out of me. I'll show you all my bookmarks, maybe whatever I have collected throughout the years. Maybe on Instagram or TikTok, I'll just show you what I own. So do follow me on all my social channels at Oh My Word Melly on Instagram, Goodreads, I don't know, TikTok, whatever, Twitter. I am there on all social media channels. So do follow me and keep an eye out on these. Where do you keep the book you are currently reading? Well, if it's a physical book, obviously I'll take it wherever I go with me. So if I'm traveling, it will definitely be in my bag. Same with the Kindle. Yeah, like same with the Kindle. Why did I say if it's a physical book? Anyway, but whichever, if I'm reading it on the Kindle or as a physical book, I will always have it with me when I'm traveling in the bag. If it's somewhere else where I am, it will be on the table, so that even if I get a free time, I'll just pick it up and read. And if I'm at home, it's going to be on the bed. So it's going to be wherever I am, anywho, but like on the bed, in the bag, on the table, if I am out and about. So yes, it's always going to be with me in person though. What time of day do you spend the most time reading? Well, depends on the day. There are just days that I don't get to read at all, whether it's day or night, that I'm so exhausted when I come home after work, and like sometimes in the morning it's just so busy, I just don't feel like picking up the book. And then if I know I love the book and I will not be able to stop as soon as I reach work, then I might not read. But then again, if I am to read, I prefer reading in the morning, and obviously I do read in the night as well, because I want to get in that at least one chapter before I fall asleep. But mostly throughout the day, when I have time, I like to read, because that's when I can just enjoy the book without falling asleep. How long do you typically read for in one go? Again, guys, it depends on how packed my day or my night is. I have at least tried to read an hour a day and an hour a night, because I just went into this huge reading slump. Not a slump per se last year, but then I just didn't have the time to read, and that was driving me even more crazy. So I try as much as I can to read an hour a day and an hour a night. But then if I have a more freer day or a freer schedule, then I read for just as much as I want to. My heart's fullest content is what I have to say. Do you read hardcovers with the dust jacket on or off? This is a question actually that has always got me so curious. How do y'all read it? With the dust jacket on or off? I just have to remove it, because I get so frustrated if I damage the dust jacket when opening the book and like holding the book and chucking it in the bag. Like I get so irritated, because I love my books, and I know I do all these things when I get a book, where I sellotape and all. If y'all are curious as to how I look after my books, I have done a video like a year or so back about things I do before and after I buy a book, so y'all can click on the link up here and watch that. So yeah, no matter what precautionary measures I take, I still don't want to damage the dust jacket, because sometimes they're just absolutely beautiful and I want to keep them intact. So I do take it out and keep it in the cupboard and just take the book with me and read it. So I don't read with the dust jacket on ever. This question is a bit hilarious. When I read it, you will understand the pun intended. Which position do you mainly use to read? So see, I don't think I have one particular position that I like reading. If I'm commuting, it will be when I'm sitting, or I'll be like lying back on the seat I am in, I may be reading. On the bed, it's whichever position I am comfortable in, maybe on my side, maybe holding the Kindle or the book up while lying down, or just, I don't know, sitting on the bed, leaning against the headboard, maybe. Like, I don't know. Do you have a favorite position which you all like to read in? Do you take the book you're currently reading with you everywhere you go? Well, yes, and yes. If I can, I take it everywhere I go. Like, if I'm going partying and I obviously certainly know that I won't be reading, then I might not. But then again, because I read on the Kindle is always in my handbag, and yeah, we'll just say, yeah, I take it everywhere I go. How often do you update your progress in the book you are currently reading on Goodreads? Oh, this is something I love to answer and I love to talk. Goodreads is something that I use every single day, always, right? So there are some books that I am so invested that I have a lot to say every chapter I finish. So sometimes I just keep updating every chapter. I don't have a set in stone time that like area that when I will go and update Goodreads, but then again, it's as soon as I have something to say to jot down, then I will go. Even if it's mid chapter, I will go and update Goodreads, because I like keeping tabs on what I thought while reading. Even if I take notes on the Kindle, but I also like to give updates to my friends who are following me on Goodreads as well, if I do love the book that I'm reading or if I hate it too. And the question all of y'all have been waiting for in this currently reading tag is, which book or what are the books you are currently reading? So guys, I just finished Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare, and I'm not sure if I should tell you all to wait for my February reading wrap up video at the end of February to see what I thought about the book, or if I should tell you all something. Maybe I'll tell you something. I absolutely love the book. There were certain things I did not like much about this book compared to the other two books, but that's all I'm going to tell you all now. If you all want to know more, you all definitely have to check out my February reading wrap up video at the end of this month. And as I just finished that, I am going to start another book that I was eagerly waiting. I mentioned this in my New Year's resolution book tag video as well, and that is Tessa Bailey's Secretly Yours. I think that's the first book of the Wine Mess duology, which is one of her new series or duologies coming out this month. I am absolutely excited to be reading it, and it's the month of love. Anywho, I just have so many books that I want to read this month, and I'm so excited that I'm starting Tessa Bailey's new book that was just released last week. So that's what I'm currently reading. Just keep an eye on my Instagram and Goodreads to see the books that I read throughout the month, and I'll just give all mini reviews and a total wrap up in my end of the month video for sure. So guys, that's my reading update for y'all. I am excited for the books that I am reading or anticipating to read this month. Do let me know in the comments down below which books that y'all are reading or y'all want to read this month or in the months to come, which books y'all have kept an eye on and y'all are eager to read. And if y'all did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share this video with a lot of your friends and family so that they can read and enjoy books as much as I do or as we do. Anywho, it's time for me to wrap up this video, and with the promises of seeing y'all next week with another fun and bookish video as always, it's time for me to say bye from Oh My Word, Melly.